Has paid their money for. The 250 main event here at the Pontiac Silverdome. And there's your riders, all the superstars. Number 44, Brock Glover. You wonder what's going through his mind. Coming back after 2 years, last year of a Yamaha contract. There's number 4, Ron Lachine, gets off the bike. Number 9, Eric Kehoe, who's long overdue for a Supercross win. There's number 3, George Holland. And Holland is also yet to be a winner in a Supercross. He's not yet won one. Talk about gunfighter eyes. Ricky Johnson, look at the concentration on this young man's face. And his nemesis, Jeff Ward. And Ward, right now, I flat guarantee, is wondering, can I beat Johnson in this main event? That is what is going through Jeff Ward's mind right now. All right, we are set to go for the main event. The 1988 Pontiac Supercross. Larry Huffman caught on the action. And get set, get your seatbelts fastened, because here we go. A long straightaway. There's Jeff Ward in the center. Has he got the lead? No. Dubach on the Yamaha comes out on the outside, and Ward is second. They go up the uphill. Ward sneaks to the inside. Dubach shuts the door. Now Ward takes it back, and Dubach is right at his back tire. Back down to the bottom of the floor. Over the triple jump. Jeff Ward in front. That's number 23, Ronnie Tischner in third on the Suzuki. Ward, Kawasaki, Dubach, Yamaha, and Tischner, Suzuki. And there is Johnson back in about fourth spot. And battling. Jeff Ward in front, number 1. Then Doug Dubach, number 21, and a slew of riders coming up strong. There's Johnson on the inside, number 2. There's Lease, number 7. Holland, number 3. And there's Johnson trying to get around number 23, Tischner, for third. Jeff Ward trying to open up as much of a lead as he can. He knows Johnson's behind him. He knows this man, number 2, is moving up. Johnson in fourth spot, trying to get a shot at Tischner. They go up the uphill, and Ward goes down the downhill. Into the triple jumps, no showboating, no waving to the crowd now. These guys are serious. Johnson in fourth spot, going after Tischner. There is Ward, your leader. Jeff Ward in front. Looking behind him, there's number 21, Dubach. There's number 23, Tischner. And here comes Johnson, right in front of Lachine. That could be an interesting battle. Johnson, number 2, is in fourth spot. Wardy, National Supercross champion, number 1, in front. Whoa, look at them drop down and slam into that hard Pontiac ground. Wardy is all serious now. There goes Johnson trying to go in front of Dubach, and he's got Dubach. And suddenly it is Johnson going after Ward. Oh, baby. Hold on. Jeez Louise. Ward in front, as we have seen so many times so far this year, and this man in second. And this is when it gets exciting, because Johnson starts reeling in Ward. Now, Ward normally will finally let Johnson by and then back off and give Johnson the victory. Is it going to be different today at Pontiac? We're about to find out. There's Ward, and there comes Johnson. Lachine, number 4, has gone into third spot. Dubach in fourth. Through the tunnel. Wardy in front. The fans are leaning a little bit toward Johnson here, but Jeff Ward has got a lot of fans. He won here a year ago on Saturday night at Pontiac. Johnson crashed, broke his finger, and was out of the championship. He came back, but he could never reel Ward in and overcome his points lead that he picked up here at Pontiac. And Wardy knows that. He's a superb tactician. He knows the point standings. He knows what he's got to do to stay in front of Johnson. Johnson in second spot, number 2, over the triple. All serious, no showboating, no waving to the crowd. Johnson wants Ward. He's coming on to him. Here's Jeff Ward over the double jump. Johnson coming right after him, coming at him and hammered him. Johnson wants Ward to make a mistake. Lachine in third. He's always a question mark. When Lachine wants to go for it, he can. But when he doesn't, he is the slowest rider on the track. And Lachine is currently in third spot. Here's Ward, number 1, over the Coors finish line jump. And there's Johnson. And you can see the lead is shrinking. And Ward's life is suddenly about to become more complicated. Jeff Ward in front of a big crowd here at the Pontiac Silverdome on a Sunday afternoon. Larry Huffman caught on the action. Looks around behind him, and there comes Johnson. That red Honda, the CR two-wheeled rocket ship, coming after Ward on the KX Kawasaki. In the middle of the main event here at the Pontiac Silverdome, the home of the Detroit Lions and the Pistons. But it is rock and roll racing today. The best riders in the world. Johnson and Ward were teammates on the 1987 Motocross to Nations team. And Bob Hanna made up the third of that team. But right now, they are adversaries, deadly adversaries, and it is ask no quarter and give no quarter. Coming into lap traffic already. Johnson trying to reel in Ward. Johnson and Ward, a more dissimilar stature pair of riders you could not find. Johnson well over 6'1". Ward about 5'7". Short, squat, real muscular, extremely muscular, very, very strong is Wardy. And Johnson long and lean with very little body fat. Also in incredible physical shape. Some would say that Ward has the edge in physical conditioning over Johnson. Don't know if that's true. Johnson's pretty strong. There is Johnson reeling him in now. Look at the ruts developing. That could be a factor in this race. Johnson coming in on Ward. Ward, he knows now. He's got the signal from his mechanic that Johnson is closing. He's got to open up the lead. And the momentum is carrying away from the rest of the pack. Lachine in third, but he's way, way back. Oh, Johnson almost goes down. That's a surprise. Johnson does not make mistakes. Are we going to see more mistakes from Johnson because he hit the ground? The forks compressed and he almost went down. In fact, a lesser rider would have gone down. Wardy is smooth as silk. This kid has got it together. No mistakes so far. Coming into traffic, there's Johnson right behind him. You can see him. They go down the downhill, setting up that very, very dangerous triple. Wardy, smooth, little wobbling there on the jump. Possibly the ruts. Johnson indicated earlier the ruts are becoming a problem when talking to Larry Myers. There's Ron Lachine, number 4, back in third spot, but all alone in third. Here's Wardy. They lap number 16. That's Donnie Schmidt, who was a factor earlier, but now Schmidt is down a full lap. That gives you an idea of how fast these guys are going. Johnson goes to the inside. Here's it pass. No, Ward says no. Over the big jump, Johnson comes back in again, and Ward shuts the door again. This normally doesn't happen. Here's Johnson to the inside. He positions himself perfectly, and Johnson goes in front. Now, will Ward back off as he's done before and let Johnson run away with the race? It doesn't look like it. Jeff Ward is hammering Johnson. Down the downhill. The triple jump. Johnson and Ward. Wardy wobbling a little. Those ruts are starting to be a factor. Look at the crowd wave them on. The ruts are definitely starting to be a factor in this race. Ward going wide. Look at him wave on Wardy. The crew, the track crew waving on Jeff Ward. Go after Johnson. Into the tunnel. They lap another rider, number 11, Keith Bowen. And it is Johnson in front, but Wardy is not letting him pull away. And this is what Ward's got to do. He's got to keep the pressure on Johnson and get him to make a mistake, and Johnson is wobbling. He is rocking and rolling like a drunken sailor. Lands in those ruts, and suddenly the bar starts shaking, and Johnson almost goes down. I don't think he can be getting tired. Let's see. He looks around, and there's Wardy right behind him. Ricky Johnson, no showboating, no waving to the crowd now. He is deadly serious, and also, could it be a problem with the bike? There's Ward in second spot, no problems. One little wobble there on one of the jumps, hammered him, but he's upright, no problems at all. On the KX250 Kawasaki. Jeff Ward trying to keep the pressure on Johnson. That's what he's got to do. There's Johnson, there's Ward, and there's a lot of traffic. That could be a factor. They go by number 30, Brian Manley out of Southern California. And the crowd's attention is focused on Johnson and Ward. Normally, when Johnson gets out in front, he'll start showboating and waving to the crowd. You notice he is not doing that because he knows Ward is serious. Ward is not falling off the pace. Here's Johnson, lapping number 18. Fred Andrews, and here's Ward, number 1, still in second spot, but still keeping Johnson in range. Down that downhill, they go up into the stands. They lay plywood and then dirt on top of it and go way up into the stands of the Silverdome. And there, by the time they hit the bottom of that, they are flying. Ricky Johnson, number 2, starting to pull out a lead now. A little bit of a lead. Is Wardy going to give up the ghost and fall back? He's got to keep the pressure on Johnson. There's a lap rider between them. Wardy, you got to get on the gas. You got to hammer him. And Wardy's mechanic and the team manager there. Oh, and Johnson has gone down. Johnson has gone down out of our sight into the hay bale. And Ward takes the lead. Ladies and gentlemen, mark that down. You don't see that often. Ricky Johnson make a mistake, but he was wobbling earlier, and he went down fast. And now it is Jeff Ward's chance to pull away from Johnson. The crowd here at Pontiac are getting their money's worth as Ricky Johnson goes down and gives the lead to Ward. And Ward suddenly has a new lease on life, but look at Johnson come up on him. And now Wardy will try to block Johnson. Johnson slams into the ground again and wobbles. He can't afford to make another mistake. He goes to the inside and goes down again. Ricky Johnson has crashed twice in a main event, and Jeff Ward is on his way to victory here at Pontiac. But still, plenty of time left, and Johnson cannot afford another mistake. He has gone down twice while leading. That doesn't happen but once in a blue moon. And Jeff Ward is in front and on the gas. Now Johnson has got to not only reel him in, he's got to pass him and stay in front. Johnson's self-confidence has got to be shaken. He's never fallen twice in a main and come back and won before. But the crowd here at Pontiac is getting their money's worth. There's Wardy, setting up for the triples. All business. And there's Johnson. You can see him wobbling in the back. The rut's developing, getting deeper. Definitely a factor here at the Pontiac Silverdome. John Savitsky built the track. Look at him wave on Ward. But he can't. He can only do as good as he can with the dirt. And the dirt is soft. It is not hard at all. It's soft. The rut's developing. There's Johnson right behind number 46, Dean Matson. Ward laps Matson, and Johnson's going after him. Ricky Johnson going after his nemesis, Jeff Ward, and now he's got Ward in sight. Can Ward hold him off, or will Ward fade? Ward has had the lead handed to him twice on a silver platter, and he knows that. What is Ward going to do? Look, Johnson to the inside, almost takes it, and Ward says no. Ward sets up. He's got to go back to the inside for the next jump, and Johnson goes to the outside. They are neck and neck, handlebar to handlebar, Ward and Johnson's got the lead again. For the third time this main event, Ricky Johnson has taken the lead. Will he fall again? Honda is hoping not. Look at Ward. Ward comes back in and forces Johnson into the outside. Ward is suddenly has got the lead and goes into our cameraman. Ward is driven to the outside by Ricky Johnson and goes down. Oh, and Jeff Ward is mad. He is incensed. They tangled, and Ward got the worst of it and went right up into the hay bales, and Ricky Johnson is out in front. And Ward is down about 20 seconds. What a shocker. The white flag out, the final lap. And Johnson is on his way to victory. Starting to style a little bit now. I wouldn't do that, Ricky. You've crashed twice and almost went down a third time when you tangled with Ward. Jeff Ward in second spot, very unhappy about that. He's ahead of Lachine, his teammate, for second. But he wanted to win this one at Pontiac. And instead, it's going to go to this one if he can hold on for about another 15 seconds. Ricky Johnson, Team Honda. Look at the fans and the field people wave on Johnson. He's got it. Ricky Johnson takes the victory after crashing twice and putting Ward in the hay bales.